Is how you were coached in youth, high school, and college football the best way to coach kids today? You might be doing it wrong. Stay tuned to find out why. Hey there, this is Coach Stark from Trends Training. Today I want to talk a little bit about how we were coached as young players, and is that still the best way to coach kids today? Now, if you're like me, you had a lot of coaches and mentors over the course of your life that made a huge impact on how you coach, how you live, how you love, all aspects of your life. That's the great thing about sports. And I think we have to consider, as we're coached as youth, high school, and college players, are the techniques that those coaches used still relevant today? Of course, some of them are, but some of them we have to take a little bit measure of and make sure that they fit in how we need to coach kids today, because kids are different than they were when we were young. Okay, and I'm a middle-aged guy now, and maybe a little bit older than that, but we have to understand that the way we coach kids is changing, and we have to be willing to evolve and change with it. So some of the things that we can't do anymore, right? And they may seem obvious, but we still see these things happening. We can't get physical with players anymore. All right, we can't. The days of grabbing face masks or grabbing a kid by the arm or the shoulder pads and throwing them around, we can't do that anymore. All right, that's just not acceptable in our society to do that with kids. Now, some of you may disagree, but it's a sticking point when I'm coaching, and I know it's just not acceptable in the realm of coaching, especially at the youth and high school levels. The other thing we can't do is we can't demean players, and again, we see this happening as well. What we say, our words, they matter a lot to kids. All right, and they can really change the trajectory of a kid's life. You may not think that, but you think about some of the things that your coach said that may have changed the way you think about things. All right, so we need to be careful and understand that what we're saying can stick with a kid for the rest of his life. And if we're demeaning, and if we're not building that confidence, because confidence is built over time, but it can be taken away in just a matter of seconds with a few words. So we have to be careful about the things and the words that we say to kids. All right. The third thing we have to be careful about is, not caring about a kid's mental stability. Now, we've talked about mental health a lot lately, right? We hear it all the time. It's very prevalent in sports, and it's something that has to be taken very seriously. We all have things going on in our personal lives. It might be illness. It might be loved ones that are going through a hard time. Whatever it is, we all have personal lives. And our players are the same, they're humans. They have the same things going on at home and in their families that we might, okay? And probably, and most likely, there are a lot of kids out there that are having much more difficult times at a time in their life when it's difficult to process. So we have to be aware of mental health and where kids are at in their personal lives. We're not going to know everything, but we certainly need to understand that there may be things going on, and we need to care about those things. Okay? So some of the things that we can do to help from the bat, these are just a few tips. One is communication. Make sure that your players feel safe communicating with you. All right. I know I had coaches that I was terrified to talk to. All right. Especially as a youth player. Not so much in high school and college, but it's hard for a young player to realize that they can talk to a coach. All right. But that also means we need to set boundaries, right? We can't be everybody's best friend. We can't be too buddy, because then kids are taking advantage and not, that mutual respect is going to be lost. Okay. They can't treat you like another 13-year-old. All right. They still have to be respectful. And that's where you set boundaries in communication and how they speak and talk to you and how they speak and talk to each other as well. Second thing, create consequences. Make sure that kids understand that there are consequences for certain actions, right? And there's rewards for certain actions. But we need to make sure that we have consequences in place so that when kids do something wrong, when they, step across a line, they understand that there is going to be a consequence. All right? And third, to go along with that, we need to be consistent. All right? We can't have different consequences for different players. We have to have rules. We have to have values in our programs and in how we coach. And then we need to make sure that we stick to those. And again, that doesn't mean that we have to, go over the top or be crazy about our consequences, but they have to be consistent across your program and certainly across the kids that you're working with as a coach. So, is how you were coached still the best way? Well, some of those things are going to be, right. I've learned great things from coaches that I've carried forward all the years that I've been coaching, which is over 20 years now. But there are things that I experienced as a player that just don't fly today. And they're things that I've taken out of my coaching. And again, I'm not perfect. No coach is perfect. But we need to continue to get better. We need to continue to learn, and we need to continue to evolve. And I think if we do that, we're going to become the best version of a coach and the best version of a person that we can be. So I hope you found some value with this today. If you did, please like, comment, and share. Make sure you check out the link down below to our online Coaches Academy. That's a great community that we are looking for online coaches to become a part of that and continue to grow that community. It's become a great place to be. Tons of content there. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Again, you guys take care and play big. Bye-bye.